Hello everyone, in this video we are going to look at the solids and compare to the liquid and gas state. Solid state is when the particles are very neatly packed together due to the attractive forces, the intermolecular forces, that's strong enough to resist the motion so the particles will not move around. And because of these features, solid will have a very fixed shape and volume. And if you try to compress it, it's very hard. You can change the shape, but it's very hard to decrease the volume of the solids. And really depends on the strength of the intermolecular forces. Some of solid can have a very high melting point. For example, if we are looking at ionic compound, which the ions interact with each other through the ionic bonding, such as table salt, the melting point will be very high. However, if you are looking at the water molecules, when we melt ice to the liquid, the temperature is relatively benign, like 32 Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius degree. And because when the water molecules interact with each other to form the ice, a crystal of ice, the interaction between the water molecules are much weaker compared to ionic bonding. And when we talk about solids, there are two different types. The first one is the particles can form a very neatly packed framework that we call is crystalline solid, or the particle just kind of mush together, interact with each other with a very undefined spatial arrangement, and we call it amorphous solid. For the crystalline solids, there are all different types of crystalline solid. We call it crystal, and we are going to look at 4 different types. The first one is ionic solid. For example, if we are looking at ionic compound sodium chloride, what we are going to have here is the sodium ion interact with chloride. For example, right here, the green balls represent chloride, and you have sodium ion right next to it. If you are counting, for example, focusing on this sodium ion right here, you will have 6 chloride around it. And if you are looking one of your chloride, you are also going to have 6 sodium around it. Just remember, imagine if this crystal, let's say, increase, so the ratio between sodium ion and chloride ion is 1:1. That's why we have a chemical formula for sodium chloride as sodium chloride 1:1 ratio. And then the next one is covalent solid, meaning that you are going to experiment to see the chemical bond is covalent bond. For example, the diamond, which is very hard and very expensive, that is basic carbon, that each of the carbon will form a covalent bond with another carbon atom to form these tetrahedral structures and layer it up, form this super strong, super precious diamond that is through the covalent bond. And the next one is called molecular solids. For example, ice, you are going to have water molecules interact with each other through the intermolecular forces. And for water specifically, it will have hydrogen bonding and dipole-dipole interaction. Compared to the chemical bond, either covalent bond or ionic bond. Let me write this out. Because these are chemical bonds that's strong, much stronger. Compared to them, the molecular solid interact with each other as intermolecular forces, which is much weaker attractive forces. So meaning what? For the molecular solid, they will have much lower melting point. But these two, either covalent solid or ionic solid, will have much higher melting point. And the last one is so-called metallic solid. That is how the Metal items interact with each other, and how also explained how they can conduct electrons, electricities, because the atom can hold together through a metallic bond, and they are going to arrange very nicely that they can conduct electricity through it. So for the metallic solid, because the atom is packed very closely to each other, and that usually will give you a very high density compared to the others. So metal usually will be heavier compared to some other type of crystals. Now we have learned all the three major states of the substance. We are going to put them together to compare them, to put them into this table. We know the gas, liquid, and solid. So if we are comparing the volume and the shape, the gas can be compressed very easily, and it will take the whole container space, fill it up. And for the liquid, it will have fixed volume. It really depends on the container. It always will just occupy the certain volume into the container. And for the solid, it have its fixed volume and shape. It does not need a container to hold this solid. And for the density, because the gas molecule is far apart with each other, so in the certain volume, you will not have a lot of gas molecules, meaning that the density is low. And compared to the gas, liquid and solid both will have a higher density, because you have much more particle or much more molecules inside a certain volume. And if we're thinking about compressibility, gas is very easy to compress to a smaller volume, and based on the gas law, we can calculate what is pressure, what is volume, and also relate to the temperature. And for the liquid and solid, it's very hard to compress to a smaller volume. So that is a comparison between the gas, liquid, and the solid.